He will have a commissar's peaked cap. He will still have his overcoat on. Sword by one side, bolt pistol on the other. He will actually be sitting there basically checking to see how many bolts he actually has left, as he knows that he's starting to get low. He'll have basically just sweaty face, and that's about it.
Data Predator.
Much like that officer, the data predator would sit down on a rock that seems comfortable enough as he checks his bionic replacements. His leg has been caught in some of the local biological life. This terrain-like flora has done its mischievous deeds upon the surface of his leg, so you would see him disassemble his knee and pull out from within the servos this large biological strange that would attach to it, and you'd eventually, as he assembles it, you'd hear him make less and less noise due to him not being restrained. His environmental suit is mainly protecting his torso, and whatever shoulders and hips still remain non-replaced, as his internal temperature must be kept constant, as the lumen well within could overheat, and surely this would spell disaster on his internal biological structure that it's still there. His face is, of course, covered by a grill with tubes coming in and out from any orifice, as a single glazed over eye with some vestiges of flesh still are visible, and the other one with a plethora of aspects instead of his biological eye, obviously a replacement. Many tentacles are at work probing and the surroundings, if not his own body, to determine further courses of actions for himself. That's it.
Awesome. Vanquish.
Halloran sits near her more experienced companions, and she's very obviously nervous. She flinches away at the small beasts that flutter in the air around them. She is clearly on edge, but she resolves to focus and to try and get a sense of the surroundings, to perhaps feel the location of the artifact that they're seeking. She has knelt on her knees and folded her hands in front of her in prayer or perhaps meditation. An easy one and often disturbed, but she tries to focus. She's wearing her enforcer armor, and she occasionally her hand keeps wandering to the hilt of the sword on her belt.
Awesome. And you can begin. As you're walking, you will feel the data predator is scratching the walls sometimes. His mechadendrites drop out like spider legs, occasionally scrape the wall. Little pieces of rock and shrapnel will fall off, land in the water. You look down, and this is very confusing to you, Aline. As you walk, you feel this dripping of water, and it gets darker and darker. You're in an open area right now. The dark caves glow with some kind of luminescent moss. You look around and you can see these small fields of light with slight psychic energy. There are some unnatural stones here, imbued with the energy of the locals, but there is sign of human activity. Anyone?
Arlene will cautiously approach the sources of psychic energy, examining them closer. She can see with her sightless sight. She cannot notice the growing darkness or the lights that comes off of it. Only the shapes and the feeling and the texture of objects around her. And for some strange reason, the only exception being for some strange reason, that the violet of the commissar's eyes. She comes closer and tries to get a feeling of what those objects are.
As you get closer, you can you see that there's like a cliff leading down. You'll have to climb to get down to the next level. How do you want to do it? There's a sharp cliff and a drop.
Does anyone have a rope or climbing gear?
Your voice echoes through the tunnels.
She flinches slightly at the echo, looks around cautiously before coming down again.
You'll see the commissar standing at the edge with a stab light, trying to gauge the distance.
Quite far.
Well, I suppose we could also use the grapple line, maybe get us down a little bit. But, bigger predator, I think you might be a bit heavy for it.
It's okay, I will provide my own locomotion. Besides, I have been losing weight lately, as he shows the stub of his remaining cybernetic right arm.
Alarin looks away, slightly disturbed. I can try to. My powers are not enough to levitate someone, but I can try to lower their weight as you climb down.
Appreciate it, but I doubt it will be necessary. Should I fall, I have a contingency measure. Besides, the only have blessed me with strength beyond strength, pointing behind as the manipulator metadendrite, which looks more like a crane with 3 fingers, flexes its pistons.
Fantastic. Maybe you can give me a piggyback.
I'm not that strong.
Right.
So are you really suggesting a piggyback from a guy that literally has only 1 arm left?
Yes. Probably not very clever. So he's going to take out the grapple line. He's going to attach it to a rock. And then basically just let it spill out. And toss it over the side.
You'll hear this whoosh as the rope disappears into the darkness. Finally, you hear a little smash as it hits up against the rock.
He's then going to attach the stab light to what he called, basically round about his collarbone area, and start to go down the grapple rope.
One by one, you grab the rope, feel it. It is quite sturdy. There's this little, it's not a smooth rope, it's twisted, and as you grab, you have a good grip. Slightly wet as it is constantly dripping, and it is the condensation is heavy down here. You slowly let yourself down, and with every time you change your grip, you can feel and hear the rustling of gear in your backpack and your belt. Finally, you land on the next step, and the next step. Everybody can do an athletics test, -10.
Ooh. Okay.
Success with 3 additional.
Success with 1.
Would you like to re-roll like this?
It might only get worse. The target is 17.
You make it almost down to the ground, but as you're on the last level, your grip slides, and you feel this tense feeling go through your whole body. Oh no! You lose grip and you try to grab it with the other hand, and it just keeps sliding and sliding, and it's more and more wet because of the part of the rope that has been laying in water. Gives in.
Pulls out, cries out in panic as she tries desperately, with her tired, already numb fingers, to cling to the slipping rope.
Awesome.
Not knowing.
Could I sleight of hand?
You take
that
13 impact damage to the chest, ignoring armor.
Ooh. Does psychic shield help?
No.
No, as it is armor.
You will hear a loud thud. Pum! She lands on the ground.
Moans in pain and with great effort tries to stand up. She feels her back up, but there doesn't seem to be anything broken. But she can't say for sure with her limited medical knowledge. She looks to the tech priest and asks, "That operator, he wouldn't know anything about medicine. I don't know if my back is still alright."
To my shame, I know much of the weakness of the flesh. I shall look as these tentacle with several lenses, some of them trapped, some of them in more working order, would look at your the area you point out as damaging you, and another tentacle which seems to have a makeshift stapler and a very long needle on its tip with the approach. Without any warning, he will ask, "Do you require treatment?"
It hurts really bad. I don't know if I've broken something or not. Yes, if you can.
Superficial tissue. It will slow you down, probably too much, in order to avoid being directly hit, and would lead to more drastic injuries. As the Medicaid Metatranite would find a location that is not covered, a weak point in your armor, and would basically coil itself and jab into you a substance. Your guess is as good as anyone's, but the pain seems to be alleviated for now. You would a refreshing feeling washes over your body, as if you're pretty sure that it's a bit harder to concentrate, but the pain disappears. You would heal yourself for 14 health.
Thank you. I really feel much better.
Yeah, it will not work in the next 24 hours. You get injured again. There's nothing I can do.
I'll try to be more careful.
Do so. No. Reinhardt.
At least my back isn't broken. I was worried I would be paralyzed. And she mutters this under her words, as well as blind.
Whether consciously or unconsciously, you've protected yourself with your shoulder and hips. Your back is intact, and your bones did not crack. Only superficial muscle injury, and some bursted vein capillaries.
Thanks.
So, now we've stopped playing surgeon and what do you call sister. Can we please proceed?
Sorry. Sorry, Commissar. We should have. I should have kept an eye for our surroundings also.
Well, at least she is not engulfed by pride. Last time you got injured so badly, you almost died because you refused medical attention.
This will be my first injury in the field.
One of many to come.
It's a day of note then. Just try not to get yourself killed.
She gulps and nods.
Let us run this forth. As he looks at Reinhardt. Do you possess photovisors?
No.
He looks at the newest addition to our group and says, I'm so sorry before butchering this name. Askellon. How does your sight work? Can you even see?
I can't see in the way you do, but I can sense things around me. Normally, it's only around 6 meters, but right now I'm pushing my power to extend this range, and I can sense everything clearly in around 80 meters surrounding. I'm afraid no visors will be of use to me.
It'd be best if you would be at the center of the group. Reinhardt, you have a stab light on your helmet or on your jacket, correct?
That is correct. Unfortunately, I'm getting a bit low on equipment.
Should it be consumed, I do have a last patch that you can use to recharge it. You go to the patch. I will be the point man.
Fair enough. Cover the rear.
Very well.
Hopefully the good news would be that they'll just fall like our good friend here.
Hopefully.
You'll just see a big grin on his face. So you can tell it was said in jest.
Astropath, make sure to announce if there's any movement above us or to our sides.
I will be paying attention to it.
With that, we move forward. It's unusual.
Awesome. As you get up, your dress will be wet from falling. You brush off the worst of the foliage and dirt, and get on your feet. You can hear the dripping of the water echoing through the halls of this tunnel as you continue walking. And further in, you see these stones that you were studying, that you felt. Even your blind feet like things near you. There is something about these stones. You can do a senescence test.
Just standard.
Oh no.
Reroll that.
Oh no.
Seriously?
For a moment you feel something, but it slips your mind. And there is, however, something written on the stones, even though you don't believe it holds any psychic power. There is a text, there is something burnt on it. The rest of you can see it. For some reason this slips your mind now, Lancris. It doesn't feel like anything special to you. But yeah, the rest of you can see some text on these stones.
Noticing the pattern on the stones being of unnatural shape, Matthias will start to inspect it with its plethora of aspects. What are you looking at there, Astropath?
For a moment I thought I sensed something from the stones, but I was probably wrong.
Best not to touch things that you are unaware of their purpose.
She takes a step back. I think there's something written on them. But I'm not sure I recognize the language.
I would then take a closer look without touching with my of the drum metadendrite.
As you look down, there are some scribbled symbols. You can do a linguistics test and a Forbidden Lore Chaos test.
Well, I do not have chaos.
I have Heresy.
No, you need Chaos.
Well, if you don't ask, you don't know.
Linguistics, I'll try the intelligence one. As I have lips or giraffe.
You can either do Trade Linguist or Linguistics -30.
Would Lex or giraffe assist me since I am allowed to roll languages that I would not know as if I knew them?
Yes, you can do the test to read the chaos signs, and that is linguistics -30.
I'm gonna roll with a fate point for a +10, so -20. Anyone got linguistics?
Give me 2 seconds. No.
Let's look at this.
Yes. Yes. I have.
Mm-hmm.
So you lean down, Data Predator. You really focus, bring out your extra tools, sit down, you create a replica of it in your mind, you store it, analyze it, read the text again and again. You can do a willpower test.
To be honest, I was a bit concerned when you said you put it in your mind. Oh.
The Messiah should protect you.
Listen, I'm not a exorcist. This is not my field of expertise. Is it psychic power related? I don't
Nope.
think so. Okay, it is a flat. Does not roll. Oof! Failure. Flat failure.
You take 5 chaos damage. Corruption.
Corruption. Oof.
The signs are horrific, horrifying, twisted chaos symbology. They're drawings inspired by some entity from beyond. At some point, someone was down in these deep caverns praying to the wrong thing. They drew what they saw in their mind, not understanding what it was. And they scribbled and kept drawing their own blood and trying to draw these symbols in blood in the stone. The signs are scribbled in red runes on the stone walls. You can do an awareness test -20, all of you. Some of the text or runes have been burnt into the stone. Among other things, you find out a reference to Alexio. It mentions that he was working on a language that only he and his descendants would know. This is long after Alexio was dead.
Left side, right, hard only using choose human eyes.
Everybody had inspiration, so it's good. That's a success with 3.
Nice. Different, there's a tome behind the rocks. The tome has a little... it's like in memory of Alexio. It seems like someone made his tomb here. It says that they will bury their findings within the mountain caves. Everything is to be buried along with Alexio. This is etched into the stone.
So, it seems we have a confirmation. The tomb is here. Within the mountain. Within the stone. I must reinforce what I've said to the astropath. Whatever writings this were, they were inspired by their own things. Whatever they prayed to hear, it preyed upon them in turn. If you do not know what it is, do not touch it, and do not try to analyze it should you be weak of spirit.
Alarin mutters a quiet prayer. He wouldn't be able to tell with so little information anything about this, right? She has lore warp, but no lore chaos.
I mean, you probably would know that it's warp related, but not exactly demons. Possibly a phenomenon, maybe something. Who knows? But in the writings, Morten, do we get references such as it's nearby here, it's deeper, it's further?
No, it's very obscure. Just as it's buried in the rocks in the mound.
Most likely, with how revered he was, and this is just conjecture on my part, his tomb most likely will be decorated. Or most likely the locals would have shaped the area, if not Alexio himself, to resemble a tomb, but due to erosion, who knows if it will look as pristine as it once did. So, anything man-made, we should investigate.
Anybody can do a D100 test.
It's
That's
not
not
the
gonna be me.
man-made that worries me.
That's true. Ooh, Brad with a 59.
Nice.
Peace. No hurt us.
Now, Sigrid, you also have to rappel down the thing. Do a -10 athletics test.
Is
Coming a
that
little,
the Grapnel line?
Yeah.
Okay.
coming a little bit behind everyone else, you will see some lights down there, like a little spelunking group. You'll see their flashlights sort of jumping around, occasionally hitting a rock, reflecting off of it, creating this scattering light. You try to make it closer and closer. So you rappel down level by level. Nice. You land on the ground, walk over easily, acing it, and as you finish with the tomb, you keep walking. Everybody can do a -10 perception test. You walk through a narrow tunnel. You can hear echoes occasionally. A winged beast takes off from the walls. There is dripping of water. Otherwise, pretty quiet.
What was it? -10?
Yeah, it was -10. I failed with 4.
Can we adjust? Can we to add +10? You need to do that before the roll, right? Do I remember that correctly?
All right. What did you say?
Using fate to add, you can only do that before the test, right?
Yeah, but you can use a fate point to reroll if you decide.
No. Gonna need this. Oh, can I use inspiration? Or is that for only one session?
No,
Inspiration carries over.
Oh, I'm gonna roll that. Also, Brad, you're
Success with
muted.
2.
Just in case you're not aware.
Siegfried, trapped behind the others, sees nothing as he passes through the carnivorous interior of this cave.
Nice. You get an inspiration point. There is a what was the highest success you had?
2.
Success with 2, but Tavi's not rolled yet.
Nice. Ricard, you will see a campsite set up against one of the cavern walls. You're in a larger tunnel.
Sorry, I got -4.
Okay, who got the success?
The blind one.
The blind one. Yeah, you will feel the presence of someone who has been camping here. Small tent and some gear.
She stops abruptly, and then turns to that direction. It's almost like the turning is an afterthought, and she points there. I sense something there, some sort of campsite, or at least something that hints at the presence of people. Can't say if it's an active one.
So, we have a campsite, have chaos runes, and potentially whatever else.
She takes a deep
Wonder if
breath.
they're all connected.
It's obvious that this place has been tainted by the Immaterium, but we must deal with the campsite immediately. All of you, any of you capable of subterfuge?
I think my appearance may give it away.
I believe that I can stealthily maneuver my way around this small encampment and can kill silently if need be, as Siegfried tugs at his bandana slightly.
Very well. Me and Siegfried will move to reconnoiter the area. You two will stay behind and you will move in at our mark. Does this sound good?
Sounds good.
Once the
Wait for your mark or the first sign of gunfire. Screams or...
Preferably the heritage, yes. And not ours. With that in mind, you will be the frontal assault. How lucky are you, Astropath?
You'll see Rickard pull out his plasma pistol. His his hotshot las gun.
Alarin is clutching her sword so tightly, her knuckles are white. She's going to nod with that and say, I'll do everything I need to support you.
Well,
Feel a hard hand come down on your shoulder and say, just relax.
She nods jerkily. Doesn't respond otherwise.
very well. Siegfried, let's see how many there are there. And if it be best to attack them or avoid them.
Understood. As Siegfried would reach down, activating some box-like construct on his small utility belt that seems to only be wearing, you see that he is devoid of all of his armor and is draped in a chameleon cloak.
The red robes of Mars, which at the beginning of this operation were once pristine, now are tattered, burnt, and muddied, is still able to imbue itself with the colors of the environment they find themselves in as he delves deeper alongside Siegfried.
Awesome. The comes like a little closer and closer, and everybody tell me how many skill ranks you have in stealth.
Yes.
The Predator has yes. What about the rest?
I got skill ranks and stuff.
Me and Siegfried are basically doing reconnaissance for the rest. They are
how many do you have, everyone?
I have 4.
I have 1.
No, I have 4.
Then, Lancris, do me a stealth test.
Oh.
Failed your vibe check.
Can I use luck for this? Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Shoop would use it. Makes sense.
Do you feel lucky, punk?
Yes. Nope. Oh, this is bad. Okay.
Well, I didn't proc.
If it doesn't proc, it gives a negative.
Oh no!
And I still do it.
You use a fate point.
No, she actually she succeeded even though she had the fuck ton of negative modifiers.
Nice. Okay, so you'll like Eileen, for the first time ever, you will lean down, and the fear just makes your limbs extremely quiet. You're able to move in a pattern that you haven't before. You crouch down and your feet just slither between the rocks. You're as quiet as a mouse. When you reach the camp, Data Predator, you will make sure that none of your mechadendrites are glistening and reflecting any of the light. There is a single lantern outside the tent. You can begin to hear whispering. There is someone there. At least 2 people talking to each other. You could just see darkness, some light around the area where the lantern is, and someone's feet sitting on a bench.
Could I maneuver myself in an angle that with using my telescopic sight and photovisor I could read their lips or just listen in?
No, they're kind of obscured.
Could I listen in then?
Yes. Yeah, they seem to be talking about their journey here and tales of their home world and so on. Nothing that is relevant to you.
I would notify through my through my throat that also works as a radio Through your microbit, you would hear Matthias's voice as if whispering in your ear, as if he's right next to you, saying, "Two guards, no discerning affiliation, possibly a group placed in order to notify those deeper within of any trouble." We could deal with them now. They would be a problem later. Depends just how swift we're gonna be. Anyone capable of dispensing them silently and fast is invited to take one of them.
I can try and help and give you a moment of their inactivity.
Siegfried would motion to Data Predator to advance on the one on the right as he creeps up on the left side of the cavern, close to the rocks, blending in with the slate gray features of the rock face as he slowly creeps up behind one of the guards, one hand already gripping his bandana, ready to unleash a surprise upon the guard.
Give a signal when you do it.
Okay. When I do, prepare to obfuscate their mind. As well as you said, Fred, prepare to engage. As if as they sit, as the two individuals on the bench sit around the campfire with the lights on one of their tents, where their shadows would be two other shadows begin to elongate and emerge behind them, that of Siegfried and Matthias, as the Medicae metadendrite swiftly cuts through the tent, and Siegfried and Matthias quickly enter through the tent to them. Matthias would say, "Now," as if they were animals, creatures of death, they fall upon them.
Also, I'm gonna drop a map for you guys. Feel free to talk in the meanwhile.
How far are they from us, from the place we're hiding?
That's a good question.
I mean, you're in their tent, right?
Are they both like 6 meters away?
No, they're right there, right next to the tent.
I think Lars is referring to from his character's view, because he may be a bit far back. Probably
That is honestly up to you. This is an ambush, so you guys can choose how close you want to be.
Allurin, as the pounce happens, Allurin is going to try to dominate two of them, transmitting a single command: freeze.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The power rating 3.
We are not there yet.
But good fucking roll, dude.
Oh, and no phenomena.
I know, weird. Everything is working perfectly. Like, what the fuck?
Dude. It's like if you're at work and you go, "It's a really quiet day."
They're about to experience a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare.
You know it's not going to be that easy.
Better than nothing. We got them surprised. There's two of them. Chances are they may not be able to dodge, or if they do, they have negative modifiers. We get positives because it's a surprise, and if they notice us, they will be forced to either dance or not be able to talk and call on reinforcements due to being dominated, if that works out.
Hopefully so.
I plan to warp eye. Well, third eye the one that I'm gonna take. So,
That
But
doesn't
soul-
create sound, right?
huh?
That doesn't create sound or anything, right?
No.
Okay. I was about to say, motherfucker, this is a stealth round. You better not be unleashing a word portal right now.
Well, I mean, he's quiet, but like in the person's mind that's getting hit by this, they're not quiet. So if anyone's like telepathic or anything, they're definitely gonna know something just happened to someone.
Don't you have a fucking hammer instead?
Yeah, but I wanted to have a nice little scene of me soul blasting someone's soul out of their body, and then some warp entities coming down and feasting on them, and me like kind of looking away, like, ooh, didn't mean to make that happen.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be our issue. Also, are you sure you want to invoke the warp and not necessarily?
Did you not hear the thing about the whole chaos runes?
Well, it's just third eye. It's not like I'm like casting like an actual power. I'm just using my third eye.
Alright.
Do you also have an issue if you roll doubles?
Oh yeah, and
You
I
better
can't
not fucking roll doubles.
I can't warp lock either.
You better not fucking roll doubles. That's all I'm saying. This shit is tainted. There is a high chance it's gonna go from bad to worse.
Okay, so are you saying that it might be more prudent for me to use the hammer?
Yeah. I mean, if you have the options, then you're more certain to hit it, which in surprise, I know that we receive bonuses to weapon skill and ballistics if we take people by surprise, but I don't know if you receive bonuses to psychic powers.
However, in all fairness, he is Doc's kid, so this is kind of on brand.
Where are you in relation to each other? So who's charging, who's attacking?
Me and Siegfried are basically right behind them. Lund's character, the astropath, is close but a bit behind us.
Who the fuck is
And-
Lump?
Lund I said.
Araline?
Okay. Only.
Like Chris.
But the astropath. That's all I'm gonna say. That's how I'm gonna call
She's a
her.
little bit behind, and then finally we
I'm
have...
I'm beside her.
you're beside her. Okay. Alright. Lumpy? What the fuck is
Lumpy.
Lumpy?
Lumpy. Okay. I'm just gonna refer to her as the astropath because fuck me, I cannot pronounce that name.
You can always try to give a nickname. Someone.
Girl.
It's just Araline? Is that right?
Araline and Vera.
I don't do surnames, unless it's mine.
Arlen. Okay. Arlen.
Yeah, Rickard likes to keep it, on the chill.
Lee.
I knew no one would be able to pronounce that name.
Oh, please tell me she's really fat.
She isn't.
God, I wanted to play ugly bastard one of these campaigns, but Morten wouldn't let me.
Isn't there a navigator mutation that makes you super fat? Like
There is that actually.
It's called food. It's called food.
No, it's an astropath mutation, which basically, how that navigator had like he looked like a toad, Carpathon Vela the Third. Yeah, I'm still not mad somebody kills still that asshole.
Interestingly, it's not a bad mutation. It gives you, I think, it gives you something like +5 wounds or something like that.
Wounds and possibly a natural toughness one, I'm not sure.
Yeah, didn't the last group kill some really fat navigator?
No, we didn't really kill any fat navigators, unfortunately.
No, also astropaths and navigators
So
Yeah, they're completely different.
you get a surprise round,
Mm.
and who is in the tent?
I'm indeed. I'm proceeding to
And Siegfried.
I'm safe.
It's quite a large thing. It's actually 2 doors. You can think of it like a military, this kind of military tent. And you're gonna break in through the door. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna basically use my meditate method and try to cut a slit so we can sneak in.
Okay. You wanna sneak in silently?
Yeah.
Gonna give you a minus. Okay, you're using your mechadendrite to cut a hole in it and get in through the hole
Not a hole, a slit. So yeah, be a hole.
without being spotted. I'm
Yes.
gonna give you a minus 50 stealth test on that.
I do have a summoner activated, so there is no sound while this occurs.
Minus 40 in that case. What's the range on the summer?
5 meters. If they're within 5 meters, I wouldn't start the strammer, or you
Fair
should
enough.
lay back behind me.
Fair enough.
Okay. Stealth minus 40.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck! Can I inspiration that?
Mm-hmm. If you have it.
Fuck!
You all hear this loud tear, like somebody's cutting through fabric. You hear some expletive coming out of him, and then suddenly you hear him bumping into a table that falls over, and with a loud thud, you will hear swearing, and someone's gun goes off immediately. Roll initiative.
Well, that didn't work.
All you'll hear coming over the Vox is, well, obviously that went well.
How? Should I put the? Ah, okay. That's how it.
God, I'm just went to the top right.
It's still not working.
Martin, can you give me a location to where the tokens are? Oh, okay, found it. I swear if I'm gonna miss another life.
I actually got a 9 for once.
Guys, when you make characters, I know this breaks the flow. When you make characters, never use the avatar thing to post an image. Or default token. Don't drop an image into default token optional, because that screws up the combat when I drop your tokens. It actually doesn't drop a token that you can use to roll your test. And for the rest of eternity, we have to screw with that.
Oh, okay.
So never do the token default thing. Just use the
Yeah.
avatar, and that's it.
Where's that roll 20 had that option and they managed to fuck it up. Well done, that one on initiative. Love to see it.
It's 14, but I don't know how to add myself. There.
14. I'm gonna add it. 14. Alright. The enemies are immediately alerted. You do not get a surprise. Starting up, they will immediately arm themselves as you get back up on your feet. tent. Siegfried, you go first.
Siegfried, hearing the ruckus that Data Predator Matthias has made, will quickly move his way. Wait, hold it. Will quickly make his way into the tent, silent as death itself, amongst the enemy, as the Thunderhammer comes around in a looping arc towards the closest enemy.
So, I'm gonna attempt to dodge.
This is inescapable. So give me 1 second to roll, and I'll let you.
I roll 98 to dodge, so that's not happening.
Oh boy.
All you got to do is hit man command. Oh, come on, dude. 98? 98 with a 98. You both guys suck.
Hold up. The story might not be over yet.
And you're gonna use a fate.
Do you have Combat Master?
I got Blade Master.
That only works if your weapon has a ending.
Oh, what the fuck? These things changing around now.
Do you think there isn't a downside for impact melee weapons?
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a fate point to reroll that. And this time I am going to do the half aim instead of no half aim. I'm just gonna use up all my goodies.
You can't aim when you're moving.
Oh, that's right. That is right. Wait, hold up. How far did I move? 10? No, I'm not even gonna check it.
You charge, right?
Yeah, I would have charged in that place.
Success was 6, so a minus 60 on the dot. Well, never mind. Doesn't even matter.
Just roll that damage.
Thunderhammer.
Oh, he's dead. He is dead. Oh, never mind. He might get lucky because I rolled atrociously.
So 25 penetration 10.
25 and 10.
Concussive 2, so a minus 20 toughness.
He flies through the other side of the tent. There's a hole, a man-shaped hole of his hammer. He was also holding a hammer. He's literally through the hole, and you see what's left is like the size of a person and a hammer. And just a pile of blood like splattered across the wall. You don't register the sound at all, whether it's the stammer or the shock of the moment. It's just like thud, and then it just spins out of the tent. Arlene.
Arlene is going to focus on all three. She can see all of them, right? On the three enemies at present, and she's going to give them all a single command. Freeze.
You only see one.
She can perceive in the dark, right? So.
Oh yeah, you have unnatural senses.
Okay. Yeah, she has a natural sense.
Yeah, but you have to see, so this guy is available too.
Okay.
The power specifies the red line of sight.
Yes, I believe so. So it would be power rating 3. So, okay, yeah, that's nasty.
Willpower to oppose.
For success.
Willpower to oppose.
Yeah.
I get 2 degrees of success.
Ain't enough, boy.
They both do it.
Yeah, it was success with 4.
One guy is under your control. What command do you give him?
Freeze.
Freeze.
Basically, spend next point doing nothing.
He will freeze.
And after that, she's gonna take cover.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes cover.
One guy who's still alive, remember you can only move your half move after doing that. He is going to turn to you, Turn to you, Siegfried, and he has a plasma gun. He pulls out, die, and he's going to release it with a full burst. You can do a dodge if you like.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the.
You get a -10 on the dodge.
Just shy of point blank.
Oh, it's point blank. Yeah, that's true.
He has to move closer if he wants point blank.
All right.
Fuck.
Can I parry? Can I parry it with my shield?
No.
No.
Just he didn't engage in melee.
You get a -30. -30.
Fuck, not cannot.
He's gonna aim it at your head.
I am going to use my inspiration, because...
I don't think you have a special.
Yeah, you gave me one earlier.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, well, fates have decreed... Wait, hold up. Whoa, did I just roll the same thing twice? Oh, I did.
Nah, it happens sometimes.
It would be like that.
Brutal. Brutal. Oof. Alright. Yeah, no. Let me double check his sheets. Make sure I got this right. Okay, now since he moves, he does not aim at your head. So that's gonna be a shot to the... Let's take a look at that. Where is that? Yes, that is to the left. Right leg. Right leg.
Damn.
Close. So he's stepping up, aiming it at your leg. Die! Apparently you killed someone who matters to him. And you see this huge blue blast of light just flashing like the Men in Black flash. Blinding since the cave is so dark. You close your eyes, and when you open it, let's see what just happened. You take 14 energy damage, 6 penetration.
Oh, that's not too bad for me being in no armor.
How you doing? Any crits?
Oh, dude, I got 24 hit points.
Sick.
You only did damage. I got 5 toughness.
Second,
sorry.
second hit. Maximum damage, 17 energy, 6 penetration.
You're so lucky you didn't match.
Now I am hurting.
17, 6 penetration. So you're gonna see Siegfried's leg just go up in this burst of blood. The armor on the leggings will fall off. You see like shards of metal fly off. There is a literal fire in his leg as he takes a step back. Rickard.
So, hearing the commotion, Rickard will stand up, walk forward 3 meters, and shoot at the guy who's been told to freeze. And he's going to spend a fate point on that.
You better press that's a jam unless you have reliable on the ball pistol.
It is. Also has marksman, so he doesn't get any.
Oh god, it's
No.
worse.
Oh!
And it's jammed too.
Ooh.
So you'll pull out your bolt gun and he'll...
And then he is going to crouch down.
Servitor is going to wobble around the corner, pull out his gun, and is going to... You can hear this voice sort of loading up. Hostiles detected. And he will pull up a last pistol and fire it at you. Ricard.
Oh, he's at a range.
No, he is within range, but not short
No.
range.
It's 20, is it not, for last pistol?
Yeah, but
Just
it's not
gives
out
him
of range.
Just gives him penalty to hit.
It's standard range, I believe.
Okay.
28.
No, he doesn't get the bonus from short range.
Well, I am
Dog.
going to dodge.
Mhm.
Oh, if I can find out where it is.
Wait, wouldn't he get the minus for?
No, it's standard range, so just flat.
Success with 3 additional.
Sick. Yeah, you hear this last blast pierce through the tunnels. It's gonna hit something behind you. You easily duck down. You feel the heat of the red last blast over your shoulder. You see some rocks flying in the distance. The man standing next to him.
Yes.
The man standing next to him just looks dumbfounded. He looks at you, he looks at his gun. Looks back up. Data Predator.
I see that Siegfried is capable of taking care of himself as I engage with the murder servitor. I would... 1 second, I'm gonna have to go. I would charge him with my manipulator metadendrite.
Fair enough.
Success with 5 if he tries to dodge.
You have an escapable, right?
Yeah, minus 50.
Go for it.
Knows 16 damage to the right leg as well, as the
Nice.
flail will follow after the metadendrite.
He is almost dead. You cut off a huge part of his mechanical leg. You see it just sparks flying everywhere. Barely able to stand.
Flat to the right arm. If he tries to dodge, he just needs to succeed.
No, go for it.
Man, minimal. 16 penetration 2.
Where do you hit?
Right arm.
The right arm flies off. He spins around, lands behind his owner in a puddle of mud. You see his face get covered up as it starts malfunctioning, going back and forth, making these horrible twisted sounds. Laying there in the mud, he will twirl around for a few moments and then go limp.
So yeah, just as Morten said, the metadendrite pushes upon his right knee, making his leg bend backwards as cybernetics explode behind his knee, as the flail of chastisement just embeds itself into its right arm, ripping it out of the construct as its last final processing moments are hit with its face on the ground.
Awesome, you get an inspiration point.
Sorry,
Next.
could I just actually ask a question? What do you call it? Whenever you actually jam, does that actually use up that round?
The entire magazine.
Entire magazine? Right, okay, cool.
Favorite.
Minus 20 on the plasma gunner's dodge. The thunder hammer would come around in a looping arc, striking into one of the guard's legs if he fails his dodge.
That's it.
That is unfortunate. And he will take 33 pen 10. And as the thunder hammer catches him in the hip, it blasts off the entire leg, throwing him into a corner of the tent as he rips through it, spinning away before smacking into one of the walls on the cavern, within the cavern.
Yeah, this is a violent explosion of energy and shock and blood. You see him just twirling around in the air a couple of times. Again, going through the tent. This entire part of the tent has collapsed now on top of you. And you, from the trail of blood, you surmise that he is dead.
With the cloth coming down and covering Siegfried, Siegfried would quickly grab some and try to bandage up his leg.
Nice. Inspiration point.
Halloran would move up, and after, angry at her previous failure to dominate these weak minds, is going to pick out one remaining one, grit her teeth and press onto his mind. Drop your weapons. And I miscalculated the previous time. Going to be... She only has 6 psi rating now. And she's using it at 2. 8 success.
Potentially suicidal. I'm gonna give him a bonus to resist.
Oh!
Yeah, he's gonna need that bonus more than not gonna lie. He needs to substitute with 8 additional.
Mm-hmm.
And
Then I'm gonna give
psychic
him a...
phenomena.
And the phenomena, oh baby!
69.
Baby.
That's straight up peril now!
Baby.
Going to use a fate point and cut off the warp.
Oh,
So
thank fuck.
He's fine. She clutches her. She feeling her power spiraling out of control. She clutches her head, and with a cry of fear and terror, she's going to call upon the connection that cost her sight, and the feeling that is always there, and sever herself from the warp. And so he's fine. He gets nothing. And also
That was
we're
your
all
last
over.
fate point, I believe.
No, one more left.
Okay.
I used the inspiration before from the previous session, and her all other powers also stop.
Alright. We're good.
Kurt, after feeling his gun go, gonna just look at it, slam it, go, piece of crap, as it is, and eject the magazine and basically slap a fresh one in. And that's his turn.
Got it. How many rounds is it to reload?
Have 10 left.
Which weapon is it?
Pistol.
You must first succeed a ballistic skill to unjam it before reloading. It's a full action unless you got the natural knock, which makes it a half action. Oh yeah, jamming sucks.
I have never actually jammed before.
What? Is it a bolt or plasma?
Bolter.
Yeah.
Pistol.
Well, up until now you had plasma, so they overheated.
Success with 1.
Nice. Now you just start reloading next turn.
Right.
It takes a full turn.
I have 10 bolts left, so if anyone has any spare.
The dude wondering why he's being spared for so long. And why the 2 people over here are just looking at him. He's gonna sort of blink, look around, spot his dead teammates. And he's going to shoot at you, Arlene.
Aha.
Well,
Oh no, you can't use the powers until the start of the next round. Okay. Yep.
is it a reaction?
In a dodge.
Oh, yeah, if you use a fate point ability, I don't think you can use your powers until the next round.
Yeah, the shit got connections. Oh,
Mhm.
fuck.
Is that it? No dodgery, no?
Well, she still can try the usual dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, but can she? She can perceive 6 meters around her.
So you have no idea if you're being shot at.
You're blind.
Yes,
No.
yes, she can.
Motherfucker.
Because you fucking dropped warp perception, didn't you?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Power stop. She got herself.
Remember these rules for next time this happens, please. This is good. This is good that it's a drawback to warp perception.
Yes.
Or the
In combat.
ability.
And she had perception and shield going. So now she also doesn't have shield.
and objective survive.
Let's see if
That
we.
card beside her, shout, get down!
And because she fell down on her knees, also her cloak doesn't work now. She moves.
Yikes. Let's see what I roll.
You know, fuck.
Oh my god! No.
In the name of the new player, I will like to use a reaction as bodyguard. I'm gonna do a Mr. President and attempt to interact with the enemy, put that pistol right to my chest.
How far away are you?
4 meters from the person shooting.
And that's close enough?
Bodyguard is 5.
That was pretty lucky, because this would have ended badly.
He's probably still denying me, but you know, I'm already missing an arm. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh,
Sure you want to do this?
I could parry it as a reaction. Parry an attack, but it's up to you if you allow it, since it's range and it's not really in melee with me.
No. That's too much.
Okay.
Bodyguard,
It is
you-
what it is. Shoot it, send it.
Describe what happens, Tavi, and I will roll.
Not really knowing who the person is shooting at. Matthias will clearly see the vengeance in his eyes and the machine spirit rattling to unleash a devastating assault. Surely either Reinhardt or the astropath will not be capable of surviving this, but through his dedication of the Omnisaya, surely he will be spared by this devastation with a
So what do we
blessings of
visually
Ireland.
see? I care more about that.
He would basically take 2 striding moves forward as he reaches his hand to the barrel of the plasma pistol or plasma weapon.
Okay, so you sort of jump in front of it.
Yeah.
Literally jumping sideways into the blast. And he follows your trajectory as you move up to him. Not able to defend yourself, you will take the first blast to the head.
The first, I couldn't help but notice you said the first.
14 energy, 6 penetration to the head.
It's gonna be 10, it's gonna be 7. 7. I am not lightly wounded, I am wounded straight up.
Then you're going to take 15 energy, 6 penetration.
It's still to the head or
Still to the
somewhere?
head.
So it gets worse. Good to know.
It can get worse.
18. It's gonna be 8. I am heavily wounded.
After getting those 2 shots to the head, you land next to him. And it is your turn.
I rolled a charge previously, so it no longer counts since I'm this close to him. Yeah, after being mauled, after receiving 2 glancing blows with plasma, it's pretty obvious what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the flail to lightning attack this individual.
Fail the dodge, roll a 99.
Succeeded with the flail. 4 attacks. Actually, more than 4. 5 attacks.
Go ahead and describe it in exciting detail, Tavi.
As the plasma splashes upon the remnants of his cloak, lightly starting to burn as it reveals the skull with whatever still remains of synth muscle and this glazed over eye as he sees this walking corpse being raised by his plasma weapon, with the wood beginning to fumigate and burn as it begins to crackle and release lumen energies as its chameleon light function has been perturbed. With the manipulator metadendrite using it to go for a lower stance. The flail moves from up to down as he assumes that it would fall upon his head, yet it mauls the armor on his right leg, removing first the first layer as the mono hooks embed themselves into his flat armor, ripping them from his pants. The second one begins to rip the skin. The third attack begins to remove the flesh with whatever vessels are attached to it. The fourth and the fifth just wrap themselves around the bone as the Matthias's legs land upon his own on his tibia as he begins to pull, and just due to the sheer shock, the person dies instantly.
Searching through the tomb, you will find some proof that they have been researching Alexio specifically. Several data looms, a journal stolen from somewhere. The old mines of Taché was found by these servants of the rogue trader, and apparently they served the twin snake. The journal mentions Alexio, and they have also brought a psychic here. They're looking for his burial chamber, but they were attacked by something. They sent out a scouting group that has disappeared, and they have held up here waiting for further orders.
Where did they mention the group with the journal headed towards Deeper? Or did they not find it?
Deeper has disappeared. They also mentioned that this place belonged to an old night house. They have researched some of its history, and they want to keep this a secret, so they're using as little resources as possible, just using the locals whenever they can, not revealing where they are. And so it's been a hazardous expedition. Any of you, as you continue walking, can do a D100.
$63.
Caesar?
Oh, is that bad?
It's a lot better than our average. Let's just call it at that.
Not too bad. The cavern opens up. Strange little flies begin to descend from the cavern walls, emitting a yellow light. These become more and more common. As you stumble through the dark halls, you will kick up rocks, occasionally terrifying you. You've been here for hours now. Go ahead and subtract a food ration for everyone. You also need 1 ration of water. If you don't have it, you have to ask others in the group.
Food ration and water rations each had 1 kilogram, correct? Just making sure.
Yeah.
Anyone happen to have any water on them?
Yep, I do have 23.
Couldn't steal one.
Sure, go ahead.
Are the caves comfortable? Are they or are they like also damp and hot?
No, you're good to put on your armor. You're okay to put back your armor.
Oh, okay. This whole time I thought we were still going to get hit by the environmental effects. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be naked.
Your power armor might be a problem though.
No, dude, that's not even feasible. With what we had to go through to even get to this location,
Exactly.
that's not even.
Exactly.
Yeah,
A little bit unrealistic.
your boy got
Be
some
much
regular.
clearer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got like Carapace armor.
Oh, it's better than nothing. Pretty good armor. But yeah.
There is another psychic phenomena, and this time it's. I remember I can also modify the number because of the background. So it is going to be warp echo for a few moments. All noises cause echoes regardless of surroundings. But because we are already in a cave, the echoes amplify and gain an haunting, otherworldly quality. Really disturbing, even the slightest noise multiplies and echoes in the surroundings, creating unnatural and scary sounds.
Anyone can do a navigate surface test minus 50. Minus 40. The leader of the group. Navigate minus 40.
I'll assist.
Guys, you're slacking a little bit in the description department. Come on. What does thing look like when you're moving and who does what and...
Mm-hmm.
So what happens?
Would an
Alarin,
real quickly, would an Auspex aid us in the navigate surface?
No.
would unnatural senses be able to help?
No. It's always assumed that you use your abilities.
So as we're moving along, Cart will still be at the rear of the group, occasionally just turning around, stabbing the flashlight, the stab light down the corridor while the others walk. Rather concerned look in his face, seeing these chaos things, and now the back of his mind can hear just something. Know what it is. As he goes through the vox, he says, "Does anyone else hear that?"
Try not to think. If you do, just pray in your head.
Siegfried looking at the Auspex as every 30-second interval there will be a ping as little glyphs on the Auspex light up, highlighting Rykart, Lankris, and the Data Predator, with no other returns being noticed on the screen.
Makes no sense. We're already pretty deep within the stone. By all means, it should get warmer. Yet, it's still cold. It is known. This place is truly tainted.
Arlene shivers at his words. She turns towards Datapred, but quickly turns away, soon looking subdued and slightly ashamed. She isn't even aware of the sacrifice that he did to her, for her senses at that moment were deprived. And no one boasted or
Awesome.
commented on that.
Everybody gets an inspiration point. these little flies begin to land on your arms, on your hair. You pick them off, but they just take a little circle and land back on your face or your arms. You take a little moment to inspect them. They look harmless. They gather more and more until all of you become these luminescent beings. As you walk through the cavern, it becomes more and more difficult to brush them off. They gather on top of you. What do you do? You're all covered in them. You look like you're these light beings, covered in hundreds of small little lights.
Can they do a toughness test flat? Because Matthias is a bit, well, let's just say Imagine Dragons did make a song called Radioactive.
What's going on?
I have a red emitter upon me. It's emitting slight amounts of radiation. I'm curious if
it's not harmful to you. It is not harmful to the flies.
Okay, so they do. They are interesting physiognomy, but then again, it is everything tainted by the warp here.
You think these things might be dangerous? And then, yeah, or is that brushing them off more actively, trying to get them off her armor.
Probably not, but they get in our way.
If I recall, whenever our ship came down, whenever we entered orbit, wasn't there something about a cult or a demon or something like that?
As you say that word, you will hear a rumble.
What did I say about you not thinking?
Well, I don't do it often, so I thought, what the hell?
Well, this time thoughts have power. If you look too much into abyss, it will look back. And right now, the weave between reality and the warp is very delicate. Do not invite upon us something you would soon regret.
I have faced things before.
Yeah,
Alvin is trembling slightly. Her breath too fast, but she forces herself to calm down and focus on something productive and to try and sense if there's a demon nearby, perceptible in the warp.
No, nothing like that. You would have sensed it.
Yes, and instead you face them with a battalion of guardsmen, not 3 injured companions, and only you yourself being all pushy. With how many rounds left exactly?
Enough.
Siegfried would whisper under his breath, "Make Rhaegar disappear. Just make him disappear. Come on, you can do it."
You be quiet.
I find that very hurtful. I
Let's
do realize you're still attached to the net, right?
As you walk closer okay, go ahead, Siegfried.
Siegfried would reach his hand up, feeling around his neck. Yep, it's still attached.
I proceed to just brush off these creatures that are making Matthias look more and more like a Christmas tree.
Wait, what is attached to his neck?
He said.
I'm picking up on there's something on his neck. What is it?
As you walk further in, you're finding these totems, strange-looking statues standing next to dripping whetstone, the walls leading further into the darkness, slick and wet. There are symbols on the totems. They resemble some kind of shape. They are covered in dust from the stone.
Siegfried
Whoever was digging.
walk up and take pictures of these totems, and then look at the pictures on the vid recorder. Does it Does his eyes hurt when he looks at these totems, these pictures of the totems?
Anyone can do a scholastic lore occult -20.
Warp work.
Mystic lore. I'm confused now. What you?
We kinda need it, even though I'm so against this idea.
You hear these whispering voices down in the tunnels.
Be quiet, voices. We don't need you right now. We're trying to study.
I succeed with 4. Let me see the trust light.
What could go wrong? You look at the totem and you sort of think long and hard, what could this be? It's nothing you recognize, really. Have you been in the Temple of Danu?
I've been into the Church of Danu.
You have?
Before we remodeled it to be the Church of the Emperor.
Oh, you mean the
Church in the city.
No, that's the Temple of the Saints.
Yeah, that's right. That's
the Pantheon of Saints.
Yeah, no, I haven't been in the Temple of Danu.
Yes, he has. We broke into that and killed a lot of people.
That was retconned.
Yeah, that was a retconned.
Feed dream.
I wasn't.
Alright, so you've never been there?
No.
You will take a guess. You will take a guess that
But I did read the books. Samuel requested of Danu, and the tribes.
Oh right. I remember now. Yeah, you have these tons of books. Yeah. This is a symbol to a goddess. Some of the features resemble. You think are meant to resemble Eldar gods. It's hard to discern exactly what it means, but they seem to be carved out by some of the tribes people here a long time ago. They resemble Eldar gods in their shape. That is all you can say for certain.
So the Eldari didn't. It appears that the Eldari did not create these effigies. They are made by human hands. They are not effigies to the Emperor.
Should we destroy them?
On our way back. At the moment, I'm afraid that the smoke would announce our presence, or the sound we would make would announce our presence.
As Siegfried mentions or suggests to destroy them, you will both feel a burning sensation in your chest. Anyone with psychic abilities. And you can do a Sinitians test -20.
Blessed are the ignorant, I have no psychic ability.
1 success.
Arlene, you sense something moving in you, as if something is wanting to look inside you. You immediately catch your breath and just hold your breath as if something is trying to pierce your spiritual being, the borders of your electrical field. You look down and you feel something moving closer to you, as if something is right next to you.
She will. She will cover her already blind eyes and start praying for the Emperor for protection and focus on keeping that thing out of her mind, out of her being. There's something here, the presence that's trying to get at me.
You see Matthias look in your direction, but his eyes do not land upon you, but land to the person next to you.
You see, you will in your darkness, in the darkness, you will feel some people next to you. Then you see flashes of these scenes of tribals cutting something. There's blood sort of squirting on the ground, and there's this huge pool of blood. There's a head being placed next to the totem. They did sacrifices here. They sacrificed people or human animals a long time ago, and it fed something. That something is still alive, and it is in this planet. That presence is here again, and you can feel it. It is asking for a sacrifice. Or it's not asking.
Oh no, there's something here. The locals, they fed something, sacrificed to it, and it's still here on this world. It wants more sacrifices. We need to let's move forward faster. We need to be careful.
You all know that to pass these without leaving a sacrifice would be a deep insult to the entity. That is the threat that you're given, at least. Whether real or imagined.
It wants us to sacrifice something to it.
Siegfried would grab one of the lightning bugs off of his body, and he would grab a few more and then crush them and drop them at the feet of the totem.
Nothing happens.
Okay, well, I think we're good now. We can carry on.
Does the feeling change in any way?
Yes, that's a no. I would go against empowering whatever it is here. If it takes offense, well, we're not here to stay.
If it takes offense, it takes offense. Quite frankly, I don't give a damn.
And the regards are not known to, well, not be as judgmental as our saints. But I would go against worshipping such creatures. Even a ritual could risk empowering them.
Have faith in the God Emperor. He will protect.
The
No.
intensity of this meeting is not to be can't be overstated. You sense it literally right next to you, talking to you. Anyone with psychic powers can sense this.
Does it feel satisfied, or?
No.
I don't think it's satisfied with this, and I fear what awaits us should it demand to try to take more by force.
Could I exercise the totem?
Explain what that is.
But basically, relieve it of its power. It usually works with both machine and corrupt places, although the Ecclesiarchy is not.
Just explain what you do, rather than asking me.
What would be the equivalent of throwing shit around? I would take out these nuts and bolts, spreading them around the totem, chanting in binary in order to cleanse this place of the creatures of the anathema that would attempt to possess it.
As you move on a little bit later, anyone with psychic powers do a -20 willpower test. This is a psychic effect.
Is it?
Did my best. Listen, the mechanism isn't best to deal with demons.
Does this count as demonic possession?
Sure.
Casually
I
says
shouldn't roll
sure.
it then. Oh no.
Nice.
Siegfried?
Record will be walking behind Arlene.
Just roll if you have psychic abilities.
Will be walking behind her with a hotshot las pistol in his hand.
Arlene, are you the only one with psychic abilities? No one else? Alright.
I have them. I have
Alright.
them.
Well, why aren't you rolling?
You want me to roll again? I already rolled and failed. What's the penalty?
Willpower minus 20.
It's not senescence.
This is
It's
another
willpower.
one. This is willpower.
Alarin is moving cautiously, and she's very stiff, very aware of the commissar behind her with the last pistol ready, and she's whispering under her breath, praying to the God Emperor.
Anyone can do a where's the roll, Brad? Okay. No reroll.
Let me see what I can have that'll help me if anything can help me. Is this for fear? Is this or
No.
Strong minded could help, I guess. Will it? For psychic effects against the mind.
Sure.
So if you have strong minded, you could freely reroll. That's pretty much it.
is this a psychic attack?
Sure. Just roll.
Okay, then I'm just gonna straight up evade this. Oh no, I don't evade it.
Oh, it's worse.
Alright, you all see a horrible thing in the cave. Whatever your deepest fear is, you'll see it manifest. A shadow will turn into something from your past. You will turn around and you're trapped. Everyone roll fear 2.
God, I miss my insanity.
I take it Jaded doesn't counteract this.
I only fear 1. I'm gonna inspiration that, but I doubt it's gonna be any better.
No, we are doing this at your bidding. We are doing this at.
Willpower bonus from degrees of failure.
You hear horrible whispers and sounds and see shapes. Suddenly you feel the thing that you fear the most is right around the corner. You are imbued and surrounded by a psychic force.
Success with 1, unfortunately.
Failure with 3, let's go.
You know what to do.
Oh boy, here's a 1d100. 107.
Oh my gosh, how is our rolls getting progressively worse?
That's not sure.
Okay, if you have 3 degrees of failure or more, let me know.
I did.
Okay.
4 degrees.
You have 5 insanity points and fatigue.
Yes, insanity. I rewarded.
Success with 1 additional.
Yes.
So
You also
he
gain
walks
4
in-
corruption points. Tab it.
And for corruption.
Mhm.
Okay, that's not as good. That's not as good. I'm
Well,
this
reckon-
close to rolling for malignancy. I'm 1 off from rolling.
You're not in
for
combat, so you don't get the shock effect, but you can simulate yourself throwing up, falling into the wall, all that fun stuff.
So as Rickard walks in, he sees this hive tyrant just coming out of the shadows and goes, I remember you. I remember that scar on the face, and you're dead. You
Nice.
have no power here.
Everybody can roll a fair 3 test.
Oh, it gets worse.
Halloran sees.
Right now, the entire cave is shaking. Rocks are falling down. You can see this river of blood flowing through it. Your worst nightmare is coming true, and everyone around you is gone.
Okay, I am going to go ahead and spend a fate point to activate Smite the Unholy. So I automatically pass my fear test with a number of degrees equal to my willpower bonus, so success was 6.
Nice.
-20.
Oh, I was so close.
Test with 1 again.
Mm-hmm.
Failure with 1 additional, so 2 degrees on my end.
2 degrees. Okay.
1 degree of failure.
Yes.
And you guys have our mountain faith, or
Oh no, wait. 2 degrees of failure. That's I'm looking at the wrong one.
You walk to the cave and experience this horrible nightmare. It finally ends. And you keep walking, but you hear something rumbling underneath you. After a little while, you group up and talk about what you've been through. It must have been some kind of illusion. And you are probably getting close, although you keep picking up something moving beneath you.
Something is following us.
Now, there's a lingering thing sort of behind you that you psychers can feel. It's getting darker and you're around mostly natural rock. Some excavation sites that are ancient. Anyone can roll a d100.
who's already rolled this session?
Nice!
I had a feeling that that was going to be. Please no hurt.
Siegfried, you feel something in your inner eye, and you suddenly go, there's a passage to the left. You keep touching the wall, suddenly you feel this little slit, and you move past it. The rest of you go through it as well. Someone has been digging here. A small cave opens up and goes in a circle. You find yourself above a what looks like a big trap contortion that has been built over the road that you were walking down. Not only is this place not trapped, but you see a strange circle of skulls on spikes. There's a bone in the middle of a prayer mound. As you walked up to it, you will sense a horrible presence. Bones have been thrown into a small hole, filling it up almost to the top. Some kind of sacrifice has been going on here as well. The mound of bones is something is protruding out of it. After you walk a little closer, you will sense a calming atmosphere, as if something is quelling the evil entity. Something is warding it off from this area. You lean down and inspect it, Siegfried. They are pentagrammatic wards.
Thank the Emperor. Come, friends, come. Circle around. This is safe. This is safe ground.
As you stand next to it, you feel this almost magnetic presence of the Emperor's energy. Pentagrammatic wards are extremely rare items.
Whoever placed them must have known of the Emperor. Not only that, they still have power after what seems to be so long. While inspecting them, can I guess if they've been made recently or not?
Fairly recently.
Perhaps the expedition unit we've heard those mercenaries while back talking about. I doubt the indigenous people have ventured here anytime recently or know how to offer tribute to the Omnisaya.
It is very true, as you see Siegfried pull out his data slate and begins echoing the carvings he sees around on the ground, transcribing them, almost trying to mimic them for maybe later research.
Without disturbing the wordings, is there anything else in the room that would attract the attention? That would attract Matthias's attention?
No. These are 2 wards. They can be official, or they can be made by someone else, but they still have the same effect. You're not sure when these were made, but they protect you against any kind of demonic or warp instability.
Are these like are these wards put onto objects that are sitting on the ground, or are they like drawn onto the ground?
They are drawn onto these poles that are stuck into the pile of bones.
Do I get an uneasy feeling from the pile of bones?
As you grab the Petachromatic ward, whatever evil or darkness was here is lifted. Probably because of the wards. Allowing whoever was here to operate.
Siegfried would smile as he touches one of the poles and will briefly, for a moment, light up with a purplish hue as almost like purple lightning drifts off of his hand and into the Pentamagratic ward to reinforce it and to further power it.
As you keep moving through the tunnels, there is someone has drawn this white line going through, and you find old arrows and bolts on the ground. You imagine that the rogue traders would have picked these up or investigated them. This place has been untouched. None of the rogue traders have been this far into the cave. You're in a dark room, a cavern. It goes deeper and deeper until you find a winding little stone staircase leading down. You all get chills, as there's something special about this place. And as you proceed, you will see an open wooden door that has been cracked off its hinges, ancient, down one level. The stone stairs lead down to the door.
You think we've found it? After all this time and all the lives spent.
This is maybe just the tomb. I don't know if this is the end all be all, but I hope it's the tomb.
You can actually see that Commissar Rickard's breathing has increased. It is with a little bit of trepidation and excitement.
Well, please, Rickard, please lead the way. The door looks easily maneuverable to be opened. Please lead the way.
What are the Auspex saying?
Yep, nothing on the Auspex, unfortunately. Just well, if you look right here, this green little dot that's you. This one's Land Chris, and this one's Data Predator Matthias, and well, I'm not really showing on this because I'm the operator of it, but yeah, I can see you three, so that's good.
Okay, I'll lead the way. Let's see if we can get this thing open without being the entire cave down on top of us.
You move down the stone staircase. You push the door open, and there is a squeaking sound before a side of the wall falls, or the door collapses. No one has been for quite a while. There's a room inside. You turn on the light on your lamp, whatever you have with you, and you will see metal. On the walls, you will see someone has built a room here. There's a desk. There's an old machine thrown up against the wall. It doesn't resemble anything you've seen before. Everything is rusted and old. But it looks like a study. As you enter, you feel this sense of importance of this place. You spot several items of interest. It is dark, but there's clearly old Imperial gear scattered about.
Things homey.
Siegfried will reach out with his senses and try and feel if there's anything psychically attuned within the room.
Let me see. No, there's not.
Oh, and sad face.
Feel you want to get me killed?
Siegfried will just go around touching everything he can touch, carefully opening up drawers, looking over items, trying to see if he can make heads or tails of what all this tech is.
As you look around, there is several tech and unusual equipment around here. Everything has been destroyed and is in disrepair, but there are crates of equipment. No one who looked to loot this place has been here, because they would have brought many of the old Imperial things that are here that are invaluable if you were to bring them back to the Imperium now. As you look around, you will see lots of Archaeotech as well.
We warned. Much of this technology may perhaps be ancient.
What are these things? They look ancient. And Aloran is just standing in the middle of the room, like looking at one place, like, straight ahead. Look.
Piece of advice: if you do not know what it is, do not touch it.
Datapred, would you know what these things are?
It could be anything from weapons to ancient spirits with garages, from conjecture. I do not know their functions or the state of their machine spirits. They could rile against us and our touch, and could disturb our very being.
You think so? They look Imperial, but I wouldn't know much about it.
On the desk, you will see tomes and tomes stacked on top of each other. Someone had been writing here. In the middle of the tomes, you will see a series of scrolls that have been made of by the locals of something really durable, almost like stone tablets. Whatever were in these notes that they found of importance seems to have been written down in their language, copied over, and is stacked on top of each other. There's also some kind of viscous goo laying around these tomes to protect them. They seem to have been maintained for a long time. In the corner of the room, you will see some skeletal remains, along with a carefully recreated and beautifully dyed blue robe with gold embroidery folded next to the bones.
The robe, could I know whether or not it has any ties to the Inquisition?
No, stop it.
You
Matthews.
walk over to the corner of the room, you will look at the bones, sort of laid on top of each other. Next to it is this neatly folded robe. You lean down, the small pigments sort of lingering in the air. A few of these flying beasts have followed you, and they land on the equipment and start walking across it.
Oh no.
The symbols on the robe look familiar as you lift it up. Would you like to pick up the robe?
I would like to...
Siegfried would dive past
Out.
Matthias to grab the robe, saying, "No, I need a new cape."
Do not hold! I would also stop Siegfried with my manipulator. Do not disturb it. I'm gonna use my aspects to try to see through it, make an MRI scan of the robe to see if there's any iconography upon it without picking it up.
You see through it, there's a metallic object on the other end of the robe. Its symbols emit a powerful energy of authority. You feel a sense of overwhelming importance. It belongs to an unknown and ancient faction in the Inquisition. You can see the skull in a few places. It projects a sense of extreme authority and power that you've never seen before. The modern equipment to the equivalent Ordo must have been muted so as perhaps not to evoke as much pride in the wearer.
It is beautiful. I must wear it.
These are ancient inquisitorial robes.
I relay this information as Matthias will take a step back and gather his thoughts.
It's really appropriate for us to take something like this.
Siegfried would gracefully reach down, opening up the robes, and would slowly begin taking off his House Brabazome robes, supplanting them with this now almost cerulean blue robe that almost glistens from the light given off by the bugs and the many skulls embroidered on it.
It's deep blue and it's got these collars that kind of stick out, making you look absolutely terrifying and awe-inspiring. The gold embroidery is beautiful, and it looks like it has taken years to build. Instead of looking like an official rocker, you look like royalty, but it is in the style of the Imperium and the Inquisition. It is immediately recognizable as belonging to the Inquisition. You will command a greater authority. You get a +10 to command whenever you wear this.
You will ruin this robe before we even get to the surface. If you wear it.
Action.
Siegfried would cock his head over. You're just jealous because you don't have new robes, and I do. But don't be alarmed, my friend. As Siegfried reaches down, grabbing his old House Brabazone robes, I happily will present these to you if you would like new robes.
You do realize that the Inquisitor could shoot you for disturbing such artifact, right?
How long would Siegfried have been on this planet?
Say again?
How long has Siegfried have been on this planet?
Siegfried?
Siegfried.
Not that long.
Okay, so his robe doesn't stink yet too badly.
And as Praetor, sorry, excuse me, as the data Predator looks across at Rickard, will actually look back at him with a rather concerned look on his face. But sudden actions taken.
I've seen what happens when people pretend to be a naturalite. Imagine what would happen if you were discovered you were attempting to identify yourself as an inquisitor, either by proxy, or either by choice or by proxy. But hey, I hope they suit you well. You may share the same fate soon enough as the previous wearer. As you would proceed to investigate the archaeotech in the room.
Excellent. The archaeotech is indeed valuable. You will bring some parts with you that you will study when you get back.
I'm more interested if any of it is sanctioned, as in, do they have malignant machine spirits within them?
Not much of it is sanctioned. This is archaeotech.
So it's not qualified as anything. It remains to be determined.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I will then look at the astropath and say, what's the quantity? Do we even care about getting capacity regarding these items?
No. You can bring whatever small trinkets you find.
I'll just put it in the more important trinkets into the backpack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel anything weird coming from these items.
No.
Is there
Simply archaeotech gear that has been in disrepair for a long time.
Is there a functioning cogitator, processing core,
No.
or data loom? Nothing to store.
Long gone and pulled out and pulled apart.
Siegfried would point at some of the equipment. Is this not a projector? What about this thing on the wall over here? Would that not illuminate that and show us pictures?
Yes, it is a holo projector. No, it ceased to function probably millennia ago.
Okay, well, let's use look, teamwork makes the dream work, so just listen to me, hear me out. Power it back up, see what you can do.
Would you also like me to power up a rock, see if it moves on its own?
I have seen you power yourself up and move across water at a somewhat kind of a fast speed getting shot at, so yeah, I have full faith and confidence.
While my skills are good, nothing is that good. I cannot bring the dead from the dead back to life, and I cannot reactivate that.
Can you try? I have yet to see you put hands on any of these machines and try to coax them back to life.
I have not seen you attempting to interact with the altar too personally.
Yeah, because I look, I can see into the warp. I can navigate us through the warp. I don't do anything tech wise. That is like I don't understand where this miscommunication is coming from, friend. You are literally a part of the Mechanicus. I'm a navigator. What are we trying to say here? Do you expect me to just walk into a workshop and be like, oh my gosh, this is the plasma cutter. Oh look, a last cutter. I don't even know what these things are. I just know they're words. I don't understand how they work.
Understand this. Know that you are not a tech adept. I am from the Mechanicus, and let me tell you, some devices here will, without question, attempt to rend your soul apart if you touch them. I will not interact with these.
I don't believe you.
Book?
I think you're scared.
This book?
I think you're scared and weak. We'll get to the tablets in a second. I think you're scared and weak. you're afraid to play with the machines in here to see what is really in here.
I'm
Give it a try.
full way there to play with an aspect of the Omnisaya. It just shows that I'm more mature and more understanding of the subject than you.
What's the Omnisaya?
I will not have this conversation with you.
I only know the Emperor, so who's this Omnisaya guy?
Then be blessed in your ignorance and move forward. The astropath has asked you a question. Look,
Siegfried,
do you know what these are?
Siegfried would look over at the tomes and the slate-like tablets. Yeah, I can't read that. What, you expect me to be a linguist too? I'm a navigator. What's wrong with you guys?
So, anyway, do we all feel better after that?
No, because nothing's getting done. There's machines in here that might have some vital information, and Matthews is too scared to touch it. Lane Chris can't read, I guess. I don't know.
Alarin. Well, actually, were they written by hand?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so Alarin looks at these writings, and she flinches sort of away at the argument, shies away from it. But at the navigator's rebuke, she comes to the books, and she looks upon them. Obviously, she sees nothing. So she opens the page and tries to move her hand, like hovering just above it, and try to sense what the person writing, the symbols on the paper that she cannot see, what he was.
Okay, you sense the content of what's written and the intention. Go ahead and do a Sinishans test, -20. You will all see.
Can I assist him with this?
Yeah. You can actually do it as well. You will see the two psychers walk over to the tomes. First, Arlene will lay her hand on one of them and begin to look up in the sky. Siegfried does the same.
That's with 2 additional. Nice.
Arlene, you first see a inner image of the surface of Juno, a green and lush pleasure world that it belongs to the sector prefect. Siegfried, you only sense wild and heretical accusations. Someone is scribbling madness into these books. Twisted lies and accusing the sector prefects of a conspiracy. Arlene, as you move them further, you feel a sense of moral indignation, accusing the sector prefect on Juno, his entire lineage, of being in cahoots with the ones that caused this entire pandemic, the entire pandemonium, the spreading of the warp storm through the sector. Alexio has been sitting down here, growing incredibly mad, increasingly angry with the sector prefect. He writes that all of the Imperial's forces must be directed against him. Whether this was written in the early stages of the operation here or late is unknown. But at some point, his Inquisitor left, and the rest of the Imperium left this planet, but he refused to leave, wanting to delve deeper into this secret of the artifact. He has written that the entire lineage must be wiped out. He accuses them of being corrupted by a force from beyond. The journal itself seems to be somewhere else. you feel something drawing you to the walls. As Arlene will look up from the book towards the walls, all any of you can do a knowledge nature test. -20.
Siegfried would quickly scream out, "Heresy! This is all that's in these tombs."
No.
You get an inspiration point.
No, this is not heresy. Alexis, he thought, he believed very firmly that on the pleasure world where this sector governor resides, corruption.
You mean the sector prefect?
Sector prefect. Corruption has taken a root that he and his entire lineage were corrupted from the forces from beyond, and that they are responsible for the warp storm that is raging in the sector. And he was consumed by rage and anger so much that it driven him beyond sanity. He stayed
Yes,
here.
which makes this heresy. This is the mad ramblings of a madman trapped on this planet. You would put your faith in these writings?
The fact that he was mad didn't mean that the reasons for his madness were null.
If you say that, didn't the Lord Deruli also has been put a light on a spire, announcing that mayhaps the prefector was not as clean as he pretended? Did we not search the vast sector in search for his writings, which pointed in this location, in this sector of space? This is proof. Someone tried very hard to bury this.
As you say bury this, you walk up to the side of the wall. There's a hidden compartment. You push it, and you will pry open this little, almost like a little vent that you pull out. There is a hidden compartment, sealed, entirely vacuum sealed. Inside of some kind of wax, there is a journal.
Astropath, be sure to collect that book, as Matthias would very meticulously, with his manipulator and remain in hand, attempt to take the vacuum sealed compartment apart and extract whatever is the book within it.
It looks like a journal. It has been completely sealed, and within it is a small diary.
I think this is the meat and potatoes. As I look towards Siegfried. Siegfried, I suggest you get that paper recorder churning.
Matthias would quickly see Siegfried scramble for the vid recorder as he pulls it up, almost fumbling it a little bit as he starts the recording process, and then pans it over. What are we looking for?
Anyone can do a -30 linguistics test.
Oh!
If you trade the linguists, you can do it flat.
Does Lexorder help in any way? Is it the same as linguist?
Same as before. You get
Yes.
a plus 10 to linguistics if you like to.
Success with 4 on
nice.
trade linguistics.
Yes. Siegfried, you will read it out loud. This is in the voice of Alexio. I wandered into the dark unknown one last time. The lost desert. The local water catchers still haven't heard of the threat in the Earth's core. The creatures from beyond are drawn to the ancient stone. As long as they do not find it, I am the only one to know. If our future is secure, know that I never sought the forbidden knowledge. I did only what I thought was right. The locals think that I sacrificed their psychic because they were cursed. But if our sacrifices resolve the storm, I will die here, being known as a giant. If not, no one will ever know I existed. I leave my fate in the hands of time. A scribbled signature is at the bottom of the page. In the compartment, you will find a crossbow and 14 silver stakes. There's a page of pictures and symbols that you don't know the meaning of.
I am going to grab the pages of the symbols and begin intensely studying them.
The symbols depict a place. You don't know exactly what place it is, but it seems to be a drawing of some area. Geographic area that is unknown to you.
Is there any symbols upon the drawings for water?
No.
Is there any way for me to piece together from geographical maps that we got from the ship to a relevant location on the planet?
It is somewhere underground. As you look through the rest of the room, you will take your time to learn or read the stone tablets that have been stacked on top of each other. 3 parts in particular have been stored and preserved. You can take them with you, or you can have them read for you now. It's your choice.
Read.
The first one is at the bottom. You will sort them chronologically. Who's going to be reading this?
Well, Rekbar's going to be standing out in the corridor, just keeping an eye out.
Siegfried or Rek or...
When Siegfried looks at the tablets, does he get an ominous feeling from them?
No, there's nothing special about this. They're
Well,
copies of Alexio's journal.
Then Siegfried would happily begin translating what is on the tablets.
The tablets depict the last notes he made. They were made in this place, before or after he severed ties with his Inquisitor, after he became paranoid. It reads, "It may not be long before the warp storm claims this world again. Before their execution, the witches claimed that an Eldar goddess by the name Danu manifested in this world eons ago, and enshrined psychic protection from an outside threat into the Askellon waystone held by the original Eldar settlers. When humans invaded the Eldar world, they massacred the settlers with an army of knights, but did not know how to operate the waystone. This must be the most powerful Eldar artifact we have discovered. Everyone sensitive to the warp is devoured by it." It goes on. "How could the Sector Lord still be so foolish to attempt to harness the power of the warp storm? Its energy is now released into the Imperium. They have damned us all. Ever since it rejected our attempts at appeasement, the destruction, the storm grows ever stronger." As you lift the tablet, there is a text with a little drop of blood at the bottom of the tablet. The Inquisitor was scared to death when the Black Stone transformed his loyal servant to a demigod who almost eliminated the warband. He has decided that the artifact is to be burned. We've received our last order. Over the generations, the location of the Waystone will be hidden from the world's population. We must instill a fear into them, so great that they never attempt to find it again. Perhaps one day, the knowledge of this storm will be uncovered. This pandemonium. The notes that you have are copied over. You take pic recordings of everything, including the drawings.
After finishing pic recording everything in the room, all the relevant data, Siegfried looked at Matthias and say, "Now do we purge the room?"
Everything within it. Breach the tablets that we do. Everything we do not carry is to be broken and rendered void and null.
Okay, well then I would ask all of you to grab what you will grab, as you would all hear the electric thrumming of the Thunderhammer going live. The room won't be here for much longer. Please do be quick.
And you'll
Are
hear,
they
hear a
grabs
voice
the
from.
books?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You'll hear a voice from the outside. This Waystone sounds like the No. It sounds like the opposite of Arcadian pylons. Instead of actually holding back the warp, it seems to bring forth the warp. The fact that it feeds on psyches seems to reinforce this theory.
I know not much of the pylons, but it is obvious that the Scepter Lords have misused this power. Whatever the Rolly and this poor acolyte Inquisitor wanted to disrupt any findings of this Waystone. The Scepter Lords were far more cunning. In their attempts to completely eradicate all knowledge of it, they played into the Scepter Lord's hand, and they are the only ones with the knowledge regarding the Waystone and how to use it and what it does.
Sigfield, I would ask one favour. Earn the bones.
That's not how Thunderhammers work. But let me see what I can do. As Siegfried begins ruffling around in his pack and pulls out a last pistol. Okay, I got this, and he sets it down. He sets it to overcharge.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Best for him not to rest there, as he would do as respectfully as possible, pull out a black bat and put the bones within it, as he puts it back into his backpack. As mayhaps it would be better for him to rest somewhere home.
And it's always also evidence that we found him, that it's really him. The Inquisition should have his data, right? Like the Magus Bellogus may be able to tell from the bones, maybe.
It will be rough, but it is doable. It would take some time. Specialized equipment, probably back on the Inquisitorial cruiser.
Yes.
Alarin
Take
is
him home.
clearly shaken by the prospect of some artifact consuming psychos.
Siegfried will quickly pull out his auspex and start scanning the room, seeing if there's anything that they may have missed.
The hidden compartment has silver bolts and a crossbow.
Wasn't there a picture of silver bolts? Is it actually a weapon there?
Mm-hmm.
I would try to identify what it is.
It is a crossbow with silver bolts.
So, perhaps the Inquisitor would know more about this weapon. I wouldn't use it without knowing exactly what it is.
It's a crossbow.
Okay. I guess I'll carry it for now as Siegfried picks it up, putting it into his pack. As he shrugs, as he lifts the hammer back up. Okay. I'm going to destroy this room now. If there's anything else any of you would like to do, cough, cough, Matthias, checking out the machinery.
I've taken all the train jets.
Okay. And as you hear the word okay, you see Siegfried quickly twirl the thunderhammer around and smash it into one of the benches, completely shattering it. The electricity discharging, catching some of the tomes, some of the papers laying around on fire as an inferno begins sweeping through the room as he continues to wreck all of the delicate machinery that is left.
You leave the cave, having learned how to descend safely. You will make it back up to the surface. When you arrive, the sunlight greets you. You look out on the dead bodies of the people you slayed. No one has been here since. There is an ominous feeling that something is different. It is darker. The sky is a little bit dark. You look up, there are no clouds, but everything is sort of just mute in color. You look up and the scattering of the sun is different. There is some kind of cloud above you. You will begin to see small little bugs raining from the sky. And that's where we can end it for this week.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
With what he called that final thing, if you look round to Rickard, you'll see his face just go white.
Siegfried
Alarin
will
has
raise
no-
his hand. We need to go back to Charney now.
This is it. We're done. We got all we need. We got proof. We know who to accuse. We must get the fuck out of here.
Alarin looks around, confused, trying to understand what got everyone so spooked.
You will see your ship parked about 50 meters in the distance. You can hear the thud of various insects hitting it. You don't know exactly what it is, but it's like... You can take a moment to talk amongst yourself if you want.
Nah, it's best.
Siegfried would put on a respirator.
Everybody gets 400 XP.
It'd be better to leave it on a cliffhanger like this because it's so good.
Sounds good. Yeah, this was actually a really good session.
Back to the roots, back to being investigators and special agents, goddamn.
It's only gonna get better from here.
All I heard was it's gonna get harder from here. Yay.
Better.
We first need to get off the planet.
Well, yeah.
That's the problem.
Listen, we're definitely abducting the Inquisitor if he does not wish to come with us, right? We all agree with this.
Well, my question was, are we leaving the place that the Waystone could actually be in?
No, this is as deep as it gets.
Okay, second
The
question I
Waystone was
It is very specified that the Waystone is on this planet.
Ah.
We would have to figure out, like, from records if there has been any mass suicides or if any of the tribes have done any sacrifices in a certain location and try to pinpoint rough location. Other than that, we have no idea where it could be.
Perhaps,
Okay, so
perhaps the records of the previous visit by the Inquisition could tell us something.
No, the
That-
reductionists cleared that stuff out. This is the only records we have in our database.
The Elder would probably know.
Ooh, speaking
Yeah,
with the Elder.
Hey, whoa, their asses are on the line now as well.
Remind me last time how that ended.
Mistakes were made.
yeah, they were paid for in blood for sure. Anyway, I think if we destroy the whatever the waystone is, I think we end the pandemonium. Just my thoughts.
Well, it was written that whatever the Elder did with the Waystone, they stopped the pandemonium, so destroying it may have the opposite effect.
It's said
Wait,
that there
wait,
was
wait,
some kind
wait,
of
hold up.
entity, some kind of elder entity that's connected to this.
Yeah, the goddess Danu.
artifact. Perhaps
Um,
destroying it would make things worse.
But
Well, here's
it
my
still
question.
would have been a massive fuck you to the Elder.
But the pandemonium's still happening, though. The planet's still caught in it, technically.
Yeah, fuck the planet, the entire sector. This planet ain't worth shit at this point.
Sometimes you just gotta take other people down with you.
What's happening?
Okay, so here's my question: is this actually completion for this mission? There's no way this is completion.
I'm sure as hell ain't 100%, but we have pretty much best we could get without fucking with the Tyranids.
man. Yeah, okay, yes, but if the Dude, I don't think we want to let the Tyranids consume this planet.
Well, fucking nuke it from orbit, I don't know. If we have exterminators, then exterminators.
Let me be clear about the notes. There is a waystone on this planet that is the cause of the pandemonium.
The cause.
Yes.
It's not controlling it, it's the cause
Yes.
of it.
Yeah, so we destroy it. Boom,
So-
no pandemonium.
So elders are assholes at the end of the day. Would you look at that?
Yeah, they got their weapons of mass destruction. This is just one of them that they somehow secreted onto a planet that got sucked into the warp and then spit back out later on, and a god descended here and decided to tie themselves to the waystone, possibly.
My opinion, convince the Inquisitor to commit exterminatus on this. Just crack its core. Fuck them.
Okay,
No.
well, I needed a fourth goal to add on. I guess Exterminatus, a planet for the benefit of the Imperium. That is definitely a full sun now.
The thing is, I don't know we do not know what is inside the planet.
Why are you looking
Well-
inside this way? What is happening?
Hmm?
Why are you looking up this way? What's going on there?
No, with not role playing. That was a good cliffhanger.
Ah, okay. I got confused if we're in.
Yeah, no, we're not in character. We're not in character.
We can pick up there next week, and you can.
Sure,
Be
sure.
the first. You can be the first one to ask.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I will happily ignore that you're asking questions and continue on with stuff
sure.
because that happens, unfortunately.
We need to clear the fucking landing bay as soon as possible. And I have a faith point, and I run a Wittica mastery. We are getting off this as fast as possible.
Off what?
Wait. Do Fate Points not return after the session?
No,
it's
every
every 4. Every 4.
Oh,
and it's every 4 that you actually show up to.
Ah. Oh.
Yeah, I was wondering
okay.
why you kept having so many fate points.
Someone's
Oh,
burned
I'm-
through all his fate points.
I'm stupid.
So not
Yeah,
this.
Yeah, it's a house rule. We may have forgotten to inform you. Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I read it. I thought it would be you would be getting like a fate point every first session. Another one.
No, once you spend one, your countdown starts, and as soon as 4 sessions have elapsed since you spent the last one, not including the one you spent it on, you get all your fate points back.
Oh, I think I spent before the previous session.
I think you're at 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just go ahead and mark yourself down to 0, and now you have 3 more sessions until you will get back your fate points.
Oh.
So when the next session happens, you get 2 more sessions after that.
What do you? Okay. Now I understand why inspiration is so important.
Yeah.
Also, if you get hit in the head and you die,
It's
die.
instant death, and that goes for the body as well. You can only limbs can be fully destroyed, and you burn fate points to stay alive.
Oh, get it.
But yeah, I'm totally down for exterminating this planet.
Just on that, Morton will tear off your left leg at some stage.
You mean my right leg? Oh, you said Morton.
Oh no, what he called him saying Morton will tear off your left leg at some stage.
Yeah, dude, my right leg is like really like messed up. At first, I thought At first, I was like, I got 5 toughness. I don't have to worry about pin anymore. And Morton was like 14 energy damage, and I was like, okay, haha, that's too easy. That's only 9 wounds. Then he's like, aha, surprise! You have fallen for my masterful trap. Max damage.
That's exactly what goes on inside my head. How did you know? That's my monologue.
It's like, now add 12 and 9 together. Now you have 3 wounds left. Haha.
Yes. yes.
I mean, if that were to hit me, that would be like instantly critical from the first shot.
Oh yeah, I know. And I was naked because I thought
Do you have?
I was preparing to come into the jungle naked and afraid with a chameleon cloak and a stummer. I went I'm honestly like, I should have added in. There's like a meaty sound hitting my thigh, just because of how naked I was. But Dream was on, and I thought that might be a little bit too much. And ain't trying to get us canceled or censored.
So in other words, you went full Bear Grylls.
Oh yeah, dude, I was commando the whole time. There wasn't even a loincloth. If y'all would have that's why I kind of didn't describe myself too much, because I was like, I ain't about to sit here and describe myself as Arnold Schwarzenegger wearing a robe, butt ass naked.
Yeah, that's why Rickard had very little interaction with you.
So
He said, "This dude's naked. I ain't talking to him."
So,
what the fuck is this guy doing?
the interpreter quite likely saved Alarin's life with the 2 headshots. Taking.
I think that would have been KO.
She got 23 base toughness for reference.
Oof.
I brought it to 33, but
Oh, so you got 3 soak.
that's with plus 10.
Yeah.
But then you severed your connection. to
But
the
she probably has like 14 wounds. And Data Predator has 20 something.
She gets 12 wounds.
Ooh, yeah, you would have been dead.
Yeah, you'd been dead as hell.
No, I have 19 actually.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
24.
I realized after that Eldaric Bastard the first time removed my hand that melee and low wounds does not mix. So instead of floor, I went that way.
So you're alive just because Tavi charged that guy and moved within 4 meters of you.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's called luck.
There's still chance that what's it called? The field would have worked. A chance.
Yeah, sure.
35, let me tell you, I have a 50% chance and it never fucking works.
Oh my god, I had a power field and I didn't roll for it. I literally took plasma shots like a champ with a power field on.
Yeah. I also often forget about the fields.
Yeah, you
I-
just gotta keep up with the stuff you got. But yeah, Tavi, if you would have attacked the dude that plasmaed me almost to death, I could have thunder charged the other two dudes and literally just busted through whatever flak board like tent door there was, and then like literally probably sprawled out both